Hi everyone, Lensman Oz here, and welcome to episode 2 of my Modular Mayhem Let's Play series. Done a couple of bits and pieces in between episodes here. You can see I've got some drawers happening on the wall here. I figure I'll put the all these Chromaticraft ores, or whatever they are, shards, up here because there's 16 of them, so that should be that whole top row. Started putting these other gems in here, and that's another that's aura dust from Chromaticraft. Got a couple of barrels, a few chests. Done a ton of mining. You can see here I've got a bunch of ores. Really got to change that keybind. Looks like it might be night time outside, and I've solved the sleeping problem. Now, I said in the last episode I might have maybe built near a spawner. I couldn't have been further from the truth. Look, there's a spawner right here. I literally built on top of a spawning, a dungeon. I did break it was a skeleton spawner. I did break the spawner, and I've since done a ton of mining down here. Literally, there is. Oh, it's not going to show up on my map here. There's caves running everywhere through here. So I've started a mining shaft. You can see down here. That goes down to about level 10, I think it was. And I've started working down there, which is really hard without a hammer. I'd love a hammer. So what I plan to do here, first up, I've got a recipe ready to go in here, which is for a nuclear craft crusher. Now, for that, I'm pretty sure it's called a crusher. Yeah, this one here. It's powered by solid fuel, and it just crushes stuff into ores, and a bit of ore doubling, basic ore doubling for now. I will remove it eventually. It's just something simple. So for that you need this convection powered grinder, which is 3 flint, 3 cobblestone and 3 sticks. And you need this iron plating, which is iron around a block of iron. And to make this, we just do this, which gives us a metal furnace, and that it gives us a crusher. And we can drop this crusher here for the moment, and that will, using fuel, crush up ores and double them. Should be double. Let's just have a look. Grab a bit here, and maybe whoop, bit of lag. Bit of wood maybe. I have added Fastcraft to the pack since I last recorded, and I also added the aroma backup mod just in case something happens. I did have one episode on one thing that happened in the last series where I had to roll back to a previous backup, so I figured best to keep it in there and make sure I've got a backup in case of problems. So there you go, that's just basic doubling. And once I get the upgrade for this table for, what is it, input, whichever one it is, auto transfer, which is a bit of gold, which I do have some gold now. We can get this going and I'll be able to drop stuff in here and it'll go straight through. I've got a little bit of gold here, so what did I need? 6, so we need 3 of them. So we'll just pulverize that up while we're waiting. One of the other things that I've done is you can see the little waypoint there for a burrow. Now a burrow is part of Chromaticraft, and if you look in here, I've done a bunch of little bits and pieces. One of these is burrow. Let's see. I got this one with the spawner down there. So you've got to discover bits and pieces about Chromaticraft, and it gives you a hint. So here's the hint at the top, and then if you find what it's discussing, it'll unlock this piece at the bottom. And as you go through, it unlocks certain bits and pieces. So one of these here somewhere. So the world floor, I got all the way down to bedrock, and once you look at the floor for long enough, it'll trigger a knowledge thing. Buried hollows, secret burrows. This one here. Patches of light dot the night landscape. Some are explained well as lava or fire, but not all. So yeah, you pretty much, they're a little bit hard to find. We'll duck over there now, and I'll, it's 300 meters away, but you can see I've started building my little factory building, the first one. Yeah, so I don't know whether I'm happy with it yet. Yeah, a little bit more work to be had. Yeah, so as you're walking around at night, especially, might have been one there for a moment. I've obviously been down there as part of my caving expedition. These trees are now unlocked. You couldn't see them before, so whatever research it was that unlocked that now allows me to see those little plants. With Chromaticraft, as you unlock stuff, it shows more things in the world. Like I've been mining blocks where you'll see it looks like stone, but it comes up as if it's with a little tooltip on the right there, as if it's a Chromaticraft research. But because I don't know it, it's still just a block of stone to me, and it just takes a little bit longer to mine, but you don't get any extra things out of it except a little bit of XP. Duck over here. Excuse me, piggy and sheep. Gee, a little bit further away than I thought it was. I did a bit of exploration around this area, and you can see on the map I went all the way out. There's a desert out here, and there's a village, and I did a bit of a loop around just to see what was in the immediate area. That village, it's a bit funny because there's one of the Chromaticraft, these things here, these pillars, pylons or whatever they're called. It's one of them there in the village, and when you get too close to these, they zap you. And what's happening over in the village is the villagers are getting too close to it, and they're getting zapped and getting killed off pretty quick. It's only a little village, but yeah, they're definitely not the right place to live there. Alright, so this is the map marker I put down for the burrow, and you can see it's just this little hole. And normally there's another piece of dirt here. But yeah, you can just see this gap, and at night, obviously, because there's torches in there, it just shows up. There's a bit of light. So if you come down in here, probably should have brought some blocks with me, but that's alright. Grab a couple while we're here so I can get back out. And it's a room with a few chests in it, and you'll get dungeon loot basically. So I mean, I don't really need any of this sort of stuff. But you can see here now that I've picked up this info fragment, it was blank in the chest, but it's now giving me a new bit of information. You can see on the top right there it says Elemental Manipulator. So that's what it just unlocked. In this chest here we've got a little bit of crystal. Now that's got its name on it because I found a pylon with its type. See, this orange one doesn't, but these two here do. And you can see these are blank. As soon as I go in my inventory, it's changing to something else. So it's fragments. And this one is the casting table, so that's cool. And this one also has another layer. Not all of them do, I don't believe. I don't know whether you can break any of this, whether it's usable for anything, but can't hurt to grab the chest. Why not? I know there's junk in them, but oh well. I'll use it for something. Alright, so you can't harvest this stuff. Let's drop down here. And we've got a crystal pylon. I don't know what to do with that one, but this, I'm going to leave that alone for now. These ones are shielded, it looks like. Yeah, I can't open them at the moment because they've got that blue haze or purple haze around them. I don't know if I have to do something with this, or maybe I need this this thing here. So I'll have to do a little bit more research into it before I can do anything in this room. But yeah, just so keep a lookout as you're going around the world for these little burrows, and they give you some loot and some upgrades. Hopefully you'll get some of those info pieces of paper there and unlock a bit more. So I'm just going to make my way back over to the base, and I'll be right back. And I'm back home. Right. So you can see I've got a little bit of the farm going here. I've got some industrial hemp making its way into my chest slowly. So yeah, I've just made this little bit of a house, or a little bit of a building here. I like these carpenter's doors. I'm not sure what I'm going to do as a texture yet, but it seems to be getting night time. Better go and have a nap. And I'll show you something else for this Chromaticraft and what you do with those little info fragments. So when you open your book, you've got these tabs here. One is for information, and this one underneath is for like crafting recipes. But when you pick up these fragments, you need to actually put them in the book. So to do that, you shift right click. You see I've got one page in there, and to put these in, you just drop them in. So elemental manipulator, fragments, and casting tail. So they were the three I picked up. So then you close that out. When you open the book again, that information from those fragments is now in the book. So now you can read all about the Chromaticraft casting table, and what else do we get? This is you move around in here by your directional keys. So this is information about the fragments. So you can say here, it says here about shift right clicking into the book. And then this is probably the thing I'll need to make. So to make that, you click on this one. You can see it's got a crafting icon here. So if you click this, this is just made, looks like in a normal crafting table, and it's just 2 sticks and one of your shards. So let's knock one of them up. Choose one of these. That gives me a little wand looking thing. I'm not 100% sure how it all works yet, but I believe you can draw energy in from those nodes and assorted Chromaticraft bits and pieces, and you use that power later for some of your crafting. So one of the other things I did find while I was mining, and there's that one there, is one of the other hidden dungeons, so to speak, that this mod has. So one is the burrows. There's also ones under the water. Let's have a look through here. Ocean temples. Now, I haven't found an ocean temple yet, but you'll notice them when you see, on your map. You can set it up so you can see it. And where's the other one? I think it's this buried hollows one. So you got secret burrows and then buried hollows. I have found one of them, and that's what that number 2 is there. So a lot of junk now. Let's dump off this. And let's use these tools. Right, so this, while we were gone, made a 6 of that. Cook that up. And we'll quickly make this. Let's see. Oh, we need 10 iron. Got 2. So that's 4. There we go. Let's get some coal. Be alright if this here could handle this as an item. That'd be great. I'm not sure if it's the same sort of. Let's just grab another 4 anyway, and we'll see if it is your standard sort of 8 to 1 coal. I don't think it is. Looking more like about 4. So let's dump our stuff off. Anything? Well, no, I don't need to go in there. Junk. So I had to make myself a chisel. Can't go without one of them. Might put these in here, because I'll need this. And I'll need... What else do I need? Let's make a couple of chests to make the Yes, it seems to do 4. Put these here, and that in the middle. 1, 2. So you can see how easy this makes it, really. This one, having the ability to smelt, and I've got two recipes going at once. Right. So we've got the auto transfer. You go into upgrades. So you hover over it. It can only go in this global area. All right. Now the way this works is we can do transfer, and we can go transfer into this furnace. Can be right side. Yep. So that's this one. So we want input, and then on the left side we want output. And then you can do the same here. Input, and I'm just left clicking these to cycle through. So now what should happen is that if I grab another piece of coal, should be able to throw this in here. And we should see, hopefully, fingers crossed, hoping this can drag it out. If not, I'll have to put a chest there, I think. Yeah, I'm going to have to put a chest there, which is a bummer. Alright, I guess we can't drag it through like that. Hopefully it can pull out of a chest. Let's see. Unless I oh, that's not what I wanted. I'll put him there. If I get this iron cooked up and then make another hopper, if that'll work. Yes. Well, the derps are going to be real. I'm gonna make some mistakes, guys. You're probably all hopefully not shouting at me. Tell me what a derp I am. I'm wondering whether that'll work like that. Let's grab another lot. I'm gonna need tons of iron, so can't hurt to do it. Let's see what happens here. This iron out. Yes, there we go. So that's just inputting it straight into that side. It may not round robin, so to speak, but in case of the automating things, that's a little basic setup. And at the moment it doesn't seem to want to push it straight out to the chest. That would have been nice if it did. Thought it could actually, but yeah, it should be able to push into this chest, I thought. Output enabled. I don't know. Output auto transfer. Maybe that's what I needed to do with this one. Auto transfer. Left side. Input auto. So maybe that's what I needed to do to pull it out of the... There you go, you can see the iron came out. It's been pulled out of the table. So I might try that. I'll move that later and we'll see what it does. Let's get rid of these. It looks like we've got the colours we didn't have. So I might duck down. We'll have a look at this this here. See if we can get down via the... I don't know if I can. I'll go down to this level. Let's see if we can find it. You can see I've lit up as much as I can. Well, there's not too many mobs down here now. I've tried to light. It's directly below me here. Gotta remember how to get down there now. Such a twisting, turning area that this is, and got a nice little applied energistics meteor here. Over there. Here. Alright. So yeah, you can see as I said, I've done a ton of mining. I went around everywhere I could. Android down there. Everywhere I could get to and lit it all up. Alright, so this is one of the hollows, I think it was called. What it was? Secret hollows. Buried hollows. So once you go inside, you get the and it shut the door on you. You get the research for it. So buried hollows, buried deep in the rock. You can now get this bit here. Crystal rich cavities hold further intrigue. So I think if I get this little doobie whacker. Okay, that's not what I do. Oop, I broke it and got 2 books. So probably not what I needed to do. But yeah, again, I'm not 100% sure what I need to do with this mod yet. So, but in here are a couple of chests. Which have got some bits and pieces in it. More redstone. I'll just grab the stuff out. Never hurts. Ah, there's another fragment, that's good. That gives us an introduction to crystals. We can put that in the book. Okay. There you go. Gives you a brief introduction onto these crystals, and each of these do give boosts. So like this one gives night vision, I think it is, or you know, each of the little shards around do give you a potion effect, so to speak. So night vision, resistance. Not sure which one does what yet, but yeah, you eventually find out which ones you need to hang around to get the boost you want. Right, so to get out of here, let's just dig through the wall. That's it. That's one of the hollows. So I'll leave all this stuff here for now because I'm not anywhere near that level. And if you do follow the link in the description to watch the Pack Maker's channel, he gets up to about that level, somewhere around I think episode 14, 15, somewhere around there. So it is interesting to watch his Let's Play, and I've definitely learnt a lot from doing that. Let's head on up. I remember how to get out of here now. That wasn't it. So yeah, twisting and turning through these caves. This way, I think. Right, now I was going to start on Magneticraft, but I can't find the ore I require. It needs... hang on, I'll just jump up here so I know I'm safe. Okay, Magneticraft requires certain ingot. This one here, this carbide. And to make that you need tungsten. I can't find any tungsten ore yet. Found every other ore I can think of. Let's send them in outside. Yeah, found every other ore that I can think of. Thorium, all these nuclear craft, but I can't seem to find this tungsten. So I'm going to ask Iskandar if it's disabled. Looking in the configs, it doesn't look like it. But yeah, I guess maybe I've just been unlucky so far. So I do need to do a bit more mining to see if I can find that. Otherwise, my next step was to make a coke oven, and that requires clay, lots of clay. I've got a fair bit of clay now, and you make these coke bricks into a 3x3, and then you can create coal coke and creosote, and that's used in immersive engineering, as you see by the tooltip there, to be able to make steel. So you need the coal coke and iron in a blast furnace, so that'd be the second thing you make. But yeah, I need to look a bit more and see if I can find a bit more of that ore before I go down that route, because I didn't so much want to do immersive engineering. It's a good mod. I just wanted to do Chromaticraft because I feel it's, I don't know, a little bit different. You see a lot of people are doing immersive engineering lately, so I want it to be different. Alright, I'm going to take a quick cut here and check out where we're at with video length and come back and we'll probably finish up. Be right back. And I'm back. Thought while I was here, I might just quickly make an upgraded pick. Now you can see at the moment I've got these flint tools, which are silence gems flint tools. You know, the recipe's just flint and sticks, and it's repairable like your Tinker's Construct tools. So they're also enchantable like your upgrades you can do your Tinker's Constructs. They're tools. So what I thought I'd do, because these ones aren't upgradable, well, they're not upgradable to a certain extent. You can see here I've mined 1930 blocks with this one pick, but I've also upgraded it. You can see it says iron tipped, because the flint pickaxe by default I think is like a level 1 mining, so it can't do some of the harder ores. But when you do this iron tipped upgrade, which is just a piece of iron and the tool upgrade base, which is 2 flint, planks and a stick, and when you do them, you put it on, it levels up the pick slightly, so it can mine a higher level ore. I did it to the shovel. I don't think it makes much difference, but you get 4 of them, and I thought, why not? While I was out and about, I found some of the gems. Now, I've got a few in here. Some peridot, topaz, morganite, sapphire, and I found an aquamarine. They all have properties: durability, mining speed, damage, enchantability, and spawn weight. I don't know whether the spawn weight is just how often they can spawn. Now, these were found pretty low down in the world, in the bottom of a cabin, which is that canyon I've got. I was going to make it out of topaz, 1 because it's got a higher mining speed, but 2 because I've got a few more of them. So topaz pickaxe will have a mining durability of 512, and the current one has 320. So, but it shouldn't. I'm hoping it'll let me mine obsidian, but I'm not 100% sure yet. But what's nifty about it's got a +6 attack damage. It's just as powerful as my sword. So if I need to hit something with it, I'll use that. But this should enable me to hopefully mine a little bit quicker. Let's just test it out. Oh yeah, that's a little quicker. Yeah. So I'll start using this now instead, and again, durability. What do we got there? 509. So yeah, it's just one durability per. I don't know if it'll use more durability for a harder ore or anything like that, but when I do upgrade, I want to upgrade to this one here. Maybe even you got mending, so it's like repair on Tinker's tools. So like the mossy, adding the moss enchant. So mending will let it repair itself, and then area miner allows it to do a 3x3. But as you can see from the tooltip there, it says gem tools only. So yeah, it looks like you can only put 1 of them on, but you can put up to 5 of the mending enchants. But for that, I need to find this you know, mystery goo is creatable. And that's just gold. I don't have any of this chaos essence yet. I'm still looking for that as well. So along with the ore I need for the Chromaticraft, I'm going to need some of this chaos essence, which looks like it should be fairly easy to spot in the world, judging by that little icon. Yeah, so I'm going to do a bunch more mining. I'll finish up this episode here. I'll go and do another ton of mining. I'll get some of this stuff smelted through, and you can see I've moved it back down, and it does work now. It does pull it through, and it seems to be a little bit more efficient actually, in that because both sides of the table are pulling at the same time, it will go into both sides. So you can see here that's now pulverizing. You'll see when it pops in, well, it did earlier, you see it pops to both sides. So it definitely, you know, I guess doubles the speed of my smelting there by putting it into both at once. Yeah, just got to remember to keep filling this up with power, or look into the solar upgrade perhaps. Not sure what's required. I need diamonds and glowstone, so I'm nowhere near doing that. I haven't been to the nether yet, and don't believe I'm prepared for that with my leather and iron armor, but we'll see how we go. Alright, thanks for watching. Please, if you like the episode and you want to see more, hit that like button. Subscribe to me. I'm still trying to get episodes up 3 times a week. With this pack the way it is, I may be able to do it a little bit more frequently. Any comments, please leave them below, and don't forget to check out the pack authors YouTube as well, and you'll be able to get some insight into the pack that perhaps I don't know. He knows a lot about Chromaticraft, and yeah, it's definitely, as I said before, interesting to watch. Alright, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.